now, the starting 11 for your Tormenta FC. Goalkeeper and captain, number 1, Pablo Mara. Defender, number 14, Nick Akoto. Defender, number 13, Dalton Knudsen. Defender, number 23, Preston Kilwan. Defender, number 16, Davey Mason. Midfielder, number 21, Chris Heckenberg. Midfielder, number 5, Tobias Otieno. Midfielder, number 7, Miguel Akale. Midfielder, number 11, Jackson Curry. Forward, number 27, Arthur Boschwa. And forward, number 9, Keziah Sterling. The head coach for Tormenta FC is Ian Cameron. The head assistant coach is Tom Morris. Assistant coaches are George Gonzalez, George Melliot, and Drew John. Tormenta FC's head trainer is Jake Dixon.
It is Military Appreciation Night in rainy Statesboro, Georgia, for this intriguing matchup between last year's league champions and the reigning Players' Shield winners. It is South Georgia Tormenta and Richmond Kickers, presented by the Clubhouse on ESPN+. Hi, everybody. So happy to have all of you with us on this Saturday evening in Statesboro. John Gross with you, and let's set the scene for you. The league standings presented by Savannah Hilton at International Airport. It's a matchup of 4 versus 5. Richmond Kickers with the win could jump one. Knoxville, South Georgia Tormenta, as you see, just a point behind them. So a big 3 points up for grabs in this matchup between these two squads tonight. And speaking of the home side, while they did lose against Central Valley Fuego last weekend, in some ways it had to have felt like a win for Arthur Boschwa. It was 357 days between appearances for him after tearing an ACL and meniscus last year, and he scored in his grand return to the pitch. Arthur Boschwa is our Galactic Comics player to watch. Now, this is the goal that he scored most recently before that one. It was a year and 6 days before he scored the goal last week against Fuego. That one came at North Carolina FC. So welcome back, Arthur Boschwa. He'll make his second appearance of the season. On the flip side, one of the best newcomers in League One this season, João Gomiro, the Brazilian, the 25-year-old rookie. Darren Sawatsky eased him into the lineup. Only played the first 2 matches out of the first 4, then started to make his way into the starting lineup. And wow, what an addition he has been. He is our Galactic Comics players to watch for the visitors, the reigning Week 10 Player of the Week in USL League One. A couple of teams who know a thing or two about hardware, and these fans, well, they're learning a thing or two about the elements, battling some rain here in Statesboro, Georgia. We'll have lineups and kickoff for you coming up next. Stick with us on ESPN+.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Back here at Optum Sports Medicine Park at Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia. These two teams just about set for action. Tonight's matchup is presented by Kids World. It may be earlier in the season, but this is not the first meeting of the year between these two squads. You look back to last month, they played against each other, and it was a 3-1 win right here in Statesboro. Richmond Kickers came on the road and put together one of its most complete performances of the season. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead at halftime behind goals by Nathan Awney, Justin Zuko, and Emi Terzaghi. Of course, all of which came in the first half before that distance blast at least got Tormenta on the board. And speaking of Tormenta, let's take a look at their lineup brought to you by Statesboro Real Estate. This is the 9 that they sent out today. Fairly similar in some regards, but there is one notable change for Ian Cameron's squad. The third-year head man did hint about this in our call with him earlier in the week, and Keziah Sterling is back. What an addition he is. This is just his second appearance of the season, and League One fans knew about him in the regular season last year, but he stepped things up a couple of notches in the postseason. The all-time playoff goal leader with 4, he did all of it in last year's run. Scored a goal in all 3 postseason matches, and Sterling, who had been out for the majority of this season, is back for his second appearance. On the flip side for Darren Sawatsky's squad, brought to you by PMG Rentals, that group of 3 up front has been so good all season long, and you look at the 2 names in the winger spots, Owain Gordon, Emi Terzaghi, they've been 2 of the best these last few years. Terzaghi, of course, in particular, a 3-time defending league MVP. We are underway here in Statesboro, Georgia. Richmond Kickers in the white kits, South Georgia Tormenta in the blues. The home side 4-5 on the season, the only League One squad without a draw this year. They're coming off of a 3-2 defeat at Central Valley Fuego. There's Akira Fitzgerald in his 5th season with Richmond Kickers. Richmond on the heels of a 2-1 win over Lexington. This is a series that has been controlled by Richmond Kickers, unbeaten in 6 in a row against Tormenta. Last win for South Georgia was October of 2020. October 17th of that year. 3-0-3 since then in favor of Richmond Kickers, coming off of that 2-1 win over Lexington, a match in which they really controlled. And if it weren't for a Penalty kick awarded late in that match. Would have been a 2-0 clean sheet. Carlton Belmar and Joao Gomiro recorded goals in that match. As Akoto battles along the end line, and it will be a free kick in favor of the home side. Mentioned that 3-2 loss at Fuego last weekend. They fell behind early, battled back not once, but twice. It was tied 2-2 entering stoppage time, but Tormenta conceded a stoppage time goal, ended up losing out west 3-2. Ian Cameron did say he was proud of his team's resilience to come back not just once, but twice in that match. But he said they have to be better defensively, limiting counters. That's where they got beat at the end of that match, and he said they're always going to be playing to win. See 0 draws for them. They want to play for those 3 points, not just settling for 1. And they'll push numbers forward, be aggressive in matches. Sometimes that can leave them susceptible to counters.
Joao, look at the back line. Now. Okay, BB2, it's okay. Lock up. He plays. Say Chris, push right. Don't do it. Side. Do it again if you want.
Elevated ball. Really nice ball. Batted centrally towards Gordon. And it comes the opposite direction. Over the top towards Bashwa. And it will be a throw for the visitors. But we talked about Bashwa in the open. What a story. He had gone 357 days between appearances, tore his ACL and meniscus early last year. He had been training for the last 5 or 6 weeks. And then finally got back onto the pitch for match action. Not only did he play, but he scored and he played the full 90. And a free kick coming for Tormenta. Justin Kilwin initially on it. There is Kilwin. Now Knutson, who launches long. And it towards the 6! Nearly a grand return for Keziah Sterling. 18 goals a season ago. He is a prolific goal scorer. We get our first look at a Vandy's barbecue replay. And just couldn't hit it properly. Sterling, who was so crucial to this team's championship run a season ago. Back in the lineup. His only other appearance this season was 17 minutes as a substitute against Greenville Triumph on April 8th. And here is Sterling battling some contact, and there was the whistle. And this might be a card. Alexander Zhelyazkov is our match referee. Get a closer look at this, brought to you by Vandy's Barbecue. Saka Moran, the one tied up with the aforementioned Sterling. Sets up another set piece opportunity in the early goings for Tormenta. Lifted ball, well placed. Knutson was on the doorstep, could not get a toe on it, a goal kick coming. These first 5 or so minutes, we've seen Tormenta with a handful of early chances. Another look. See that ball skip. Pretty pronounced hop on the grass. And remember, it is wet here in Statesboro, Georgia. So the surface is a little bit slick. Balls will hop a little bit more aggressively. Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, deals, and more. Select, the player's choice. Here's Boschwa. Works it out. And a goal kick on the way for Akira Fitzgerald and company. But it continues to be Tormenta living in this final third of Richmond. This Richmond side, finally a little bit of a breather entering this one. Had a week off after some schedule congestion last week. A three-match week that culminated with the 2-1 win at Lexington. Darren Sawatsky talked about the fact that they would have some tired legs maybe entering that one, knew that Lexington at the very least would be fresher, and they were. And he said the first 20 or so minutes, Lexington, they showed that energy early, and we expected that from them, but Darren Sawatsky felt that 25 minutes and later, his team was able to control that match. He said it was a big boost for them to pick up a win after playing 3 matches in a week. Here's Hornsby under some duress from Akale. Suko switches out wide. Hornsby through, now tapped over to Owain Gordon. Gordon stays on it, plays it across, and Hara tested for the first time today, able to snag it. Moran lofts it out for a throw. Wet and windy conditions here in Statesboro. Gordon able to keep it in play. Looking for Terzaghi, that pass knocked away. As Heckenberg taps it forward. And Otieno takes the spill. And Terzaghi getting in the way of that ball, and Terzaghi shown a yellow. Emi Terzaghi stepped in front of that quick restart attempt and has been shown a very early yellow card. Alexander Zhelyaskov showing the early yellow. You'll see Terzaghi stand in the way of Boschwa. Have to let that restart happen, and he has been booked. Yellow card brought to you by Vino. Terzaghi, the 3-time defending MVP, 3-time defending Golden Boot winner, sitting on 49 goals in his historic Richmond Kickers career. Nice ball over the top, finds Akoto. Working that end line, and he's able to play it off the defender. Corner kick on the way for Tormenta. First corner kick of the night brought to you by Herb Shop. Jackson Corey will take it. What a season he's had, the first-year pro. The Aussie lifts it well too deep. And a goal kick on the way for Akira Fitzgerald. This is a matchup of 2 of the best first-year pros in this league, in Corey and Gomiro. But you see Terzaghi, he's as veteran as it gets, and look at what he's done, especially when he plays at home. He's sitting on 49 career goals. 30 of those goals have come at City Stadium, and he's given one of the great atmospheres in League One plenty of opportunities to celebrate. You look back to last weekend, 5,252 fans packing City Stadium. A wild atmosphere. Hackenberg knocks it wide. That's where you see that slick surface perhaps having an impact. Take a look at her keys to this match. Starting with Tormenta, it's moving the ball. Ian Cameron felt that they were very passive when they played against Richmond. They were slow to pass the ball around. Just when they're at their best, they are not passive, so that's number one. And then for Richmond, at times this year, they've struggled to hold on to leads. That North Carolina match in particular, at that 2-0 lead. If they can get an early goal and see things out, that's a big key for this Richmond squad. You look at that North Carolina match and the 4 draws as well. They very easily could be sitting higher in the table than they are, currently at 4th on 13 points. And Hara able to snag it. Corey quickly in the throw in. Corey's throw is perfectly placed as Boschwa dances inside the 18. His cross deflected out. Otieno now. Otieno. Central feed intercepted. Tough first touch. It's back to Richmond. Haven't seen much yet from Richmond in the attacking third. This is a side coming off of one of its better offensive performances of the season. Scored the 2 goals. They did it with a season-high 17 shots. Hackenberg, who Ian Cameron calls such an underappreciated player. Guy who came in last season, was not a starter, but he battled his way into the starting 11. And even in this offseason, Ian Cameron says he was looking to out-recruit Hackenberg. But Hackenberg just continued to fight and earn a spot in this lineup. And he said that these last few games for Chris Hackenberg have been really impressive. He said he does not get nearly enough recognition. Here's Moran. Oh, nice ball tap through to Terzaghi. Terzaghi is offside. And 2 balls in the pitch. Look at the ball boy hustling over there. It's a good hustle. Good kick to get it off the pitch as well. Belmar got a foot on it. There's Corey. Lifts it for Akale. Akale probing, finds Corey, back to Akale. Akale lets one fly, takes a deflection. And cleared, but only as far as Bashwa, and it will be a throw. Otieno. Corey now. Elevated cross towards Bashwa. Bashwa battles for it and a little too aggressively. Here's a look back at what we just saw moments ago. This replay brought to you by Vandy's Barbecue. You see Akale getting things started. Comes right back to him as he tries to get one on frame. Didn't have that wide of a window to fit it through. But Aquile Akale in his second season with Tormenta, product of the USL Academy. Moran punches long, looking for Terzaghi. And Hara hauls it in. A tough touch there for Akoto. Start to see the impact that these treacherous elements can have on this match. There's Ian Cameron in his third season in charge of the South Georgia Tormenta squad. Signed a multi-year extension in December after leading this club to its first ever league title last season. And he also just had his second kid this offseason, so congratulations to Ian and his family. Such a unique story. He played professionally, and then after his playing career, worked as a portfolio risk analyst. Got into coaching, worked his way through the Tormenta system as a coach, and has led the first team now for this his third season. What a job he has done. Interception in the midfield. Number surge inside the 18. There's Moran. Eyes one up, cheese from distance, and puts it over the crossbar. He has a very strong left foot. Certainly an ambitious effort. But he had plenty of space to work with. There's Zaka Moran. They call him La Machina, the machine. Here's a look at our Optum Sports Medicine injury report. Good to see some less names on this list if you're Tormenta. And you see for Richmond kickers some major names still on that list. Ethan Vanacore-Decker, Dakota Barnathan out. The name you saw on that list for Tormenta was Mateus Cassini, who made his way to Tormenta from Forward Madison last year. Fortunate that I haven't had much of a chance to see him this year, battling a collarbone injury. The leading goal creator a season ago for Forward Madison.
Keep going there, baby. Well done. High flat line. We gotta
some sustained possession here for Richmond, and a lovely ball over the top Not quite the hit that Carlton Belmar was looking for as he stumbled on a very well-placed ball. Belmar, he can be a clinical finisher. Already a couple of goals this season, and now a chance to work quickly the opposite way. It's Jackson Corey. Heckenberg. Knudsen. His first year in his second stint with Tormenta. Played for the club in 2019. Was with Union Omaha most recently. He won a 2021 league title. A really nicely played ball. Akoto just could not control as Owen Gordon looks to work it out of the back area. Joao Gamiro, Week 10 Player of the Week. Darren Sawatsky was careful to ease him into the lineup. He's 25 years old, but it's his first year as a pro. As Moran lifts it long for Terzaghi, and Hara, towing the edge of the 18, is able to bring it in. The captain in his 6th year with this organization, which includes 1 year with Tormenta 2. He's been a mainstay in net for Ian Cameron's squad. Hornsby, central feed, Terzaghi now pops it over the top. Here is Gamiro. His feet deflected, comes right back to the Brazilian. Moran, to Gamiro. Gamiro's cross, headed out of the area. And it's controlled by Jackson Corey, who dances, leaving multiple defenders in the dust. Boschwan out, back to Corey. Corey slices, and he's taken off of it, but just for the moment. Otieno. There's Akale. Trying to pick out Boschwa, and has hit it too heavy. It's a matchup of last year's league champions and last year's Player Shield winners. Richmond Kickers, the best regular season in League One a year ago, and a historic year at that for that man's squad. Darren Sawatsky, who was the 2022 Coach of the Year. Look at what he's done with this historic club. 31st season of Richmond Kickers soccer. Year 1, he led them to a winning record, then to a postseason. Last year, a Player Shield. It's just been continued growth and progress. And he talked about how they maybe peaked a little too early last year. So he wants to see them hang around in the mix, in the middle of the table for much of the season, and then find their stride as the season winds down, so that they can be peaking at the end of the year, just like Tormenta did a season ago. And as you see, Tormenta has not defeated Richmond since October 17th of 2020. It's been 6 in a row without a victory for the home side in this matchup. Richmond 3-0-3 since October 17th, 2020 against South Georgia Tormenta. And Owen Gordon is offside. Otieno able to maneuver around Terzaghi. Corey able to keep it in play. Knocked ahead. There's Moran. Was Cole able to center? Cole has a tremendous story. He commuted over 2 hours from Virginia Beach to Richmond while trying to secure a spot with the first team as he finds Owain Gordon, who somehow keeps it in play for the moment, and a corner kick awarded to the visitors. First corner kick of the night for Richmond. Corner kick brought to you by the Herb Shop. On a windy evening, towards the back post, headed down. Hara keeps it off the end line. Still danger. Otieno trying to work it out of danger, and he at least does get a deflection off of Nathan Awney, and a throw in coming. Well, this ball found the head of Owain Gordon, and Owain Gordon nearly found the back of the net. Get a look at her Vandy's barbecue replay. That win carried that corner a little bit further than perhaps intended, but it was very well placed in terms of finding Owain Gordon. Sterling taken down, and a whistle and a quick restart as Heckenberg paces ahead. Corey, option surge inside the 18. Strong counter press here. But a nice job by Richmond to break through it. Hornsby able to clear, took a physical challenge at the end of it. And there's the whistle. Alexander Zhilyaskov is our match referee today. He was chatting with Darren Sawatsky. And a stern warning to Darren at the half-hour mark of this one. Coach who, as we talked about before, has done such a great job turning this club back to its winning ways, restoring the proud tradition of Richmond kickers. Over 5,000 fans last weekend at City Stadium, and he talked about how it isn't possible just not to play hard when you have a fan base like that. And wow, look at that score. At halftime, 4-0 Northern Colorado over Forward Madison. First match at Future Legends, and it was a match that was delayed a little bit. They're doing that against one of the best back lines in the league. Offside flag is raised. And good news for Tormenta. Every home team is winning right now. All three matches that are currently at halftime all in favor of the home team, and all with clean sheets through 45 minutes. We'll see if that trend continues as Bourgeois is clearly dragged. And yeah, we will see a yellow. And it's Chris Cole who has been booked. So a couple of Richmond players with some early yellow cards. Chris Cole and Emi Terzaghi. Cole in his third season with Richmond. Talked about it before as he trialed in 2021. He commuted 2 hours each day from Virginia Beach to Richmond while trying to secure this first pro contract of his. He's done that, and he's now been a mainstay. Third start of the season in his 5th appearance. He's been shown a yellow card. Brought to you by Vino. As Terzaghi looks for Belmar, and it's a little bit out of his reach. Sterling stumbles, picked up by Owen Gordon. Here is Terzaghi. Back to Gordon, spins, and he's tripped up. And here comes the yellow, Nick Akoto. And Akoto is being called over. And again a yellow shown. Did Knutson get one as well there? That is Dalton Knutson who picks up the yellow rather than Nick Akoto. So Knutson in his return after not playing in 2 of the last 3 matches. He's shown a yellow card in the first half. Michael Hornsby, former Central Valley Fuego man, stands over it. 4-time Team of the Week selection this year. Has been a major addition to this kicker squad. Curling ball is volleyed out of there. And a hefty boot. Settled by Simon Fitch, Richmond native who attended kickers matches growing up. Also one of 3 former VCU Rams on this Richmond kicker roster, in addition to Dakota Barnathan and Carlton Belmar.
Wait for that ball to be played, Joe. Keep going. You're doing great. Keep looking for it, Joel.
Cole able to keep it in play. It's at the final 10 minutes of this first 45. These 2 sides battling each other and also battling the elements. By no means peak playing conditions as Terzaghi put Hara under some serious pressure. And they say it's a clean tackle as Richmond look to work numbers forward. It's Hornsby, slips it through, and it heads over the end line. Last off the foot of Preston Killowen. A corner kick coming, brought to you by the Herb Shop.
Quarter kick in the 37th minute for the Richmond Kickers.
Second corner kick coming for the visitors. Last one found the head of Owain Gordon. This one deflects out to Hornsby. Pops centrally off the head of Belmar. Hara leaps and taps it over the crossbar. Another corner kick coming. Take a look back at her Vandy's barbecue replay. Seemed like he was trying to grab it. Ball is very wet with this surface, as slick as it is. And from the opposite flag, it's Hornsby to take it. In-swinger from Hornsby. Volleyed away by Akale. And is there contact to the head? Alexander Zhelyaskov holds play. Potential hit to the head. Arthur Boschwa. See him bottom of your screen. When he took that apparent contact to the head area. And an elevated feed heads out for another throw. Richmond in control of possession, about 57%. 3 shots for the visitors, 2 of which have ended up on target. Just 2 shots for Tormenta. It's a Richmond attack that is so efficient. You look at the names they have up front, you can understand why. The best striker in league history, Emi Terzaghi, and 2 dynamic players on the flanks in Owain Gordon and Carlton Belmar. Throw in a Joao Gamiro coming from the midfield, and there are so many weapons that can find the back of the net for this club. Nice ball, finds some space. Belmar's cross, cleared away. Sterling got a touch on it. Boschwa could not settle. Final 5 minutes of this first 45. Still looking for that magical moment. Breakthrough for one of these 2 sides in a matchup of clubs picked up hardware a season ago. Tormenta, of course, winning the league. And Richmond Kickers claiming the Players' Shield, top of the table in the regular season. Earlier this year, it was 3-1 Richmond Kickers right here in Statesboro. Different flavor to that one, though, as Richmond came out of the gates flying high. 3-0 through 45 minutes in that one. And Sterling controls under some duress. Deflects off of Gordon. There's Akale. Corey muscles through some contact. Otieno. Terzaghi has the takeaway. Trying to maneuver his way free, taken down from behind. Does not appear as if we'll see a card, and there is the card. And it's Otieno who has shown the yellow. Otieno, who was not involved with the play. We've seen a hefty share of cards already in this one. Four yellow cards in the first half. Let's watch number 5, Otieno, center of your screen, as he picks up the ball. That's it. It's time wasting right there. And Ian Cameron is livid with the 4th official, Joshua Belk. Wayne Gordon. Hornsby battling from the pitch. And the foul sends things the opposite way. Final couple of minutes of this first half. Take away with this high press. Hornsby, take it off of it by Nick Akoto. Solid tackle there. Akoto on his first pro contract after previously being with Tormenta 2 at the USL League 2 level. Tormenta, of course, one of the top academies. Routinely see Tormenta 2 players sign pro contracts. And Akoto just the latest in a long line of successful products out of this club's academy. Otieno over the top, finds the chest of Akoto. Akoto one-on-one with Fitzgerald. And the rookie converts his first of the season. Slick surface, no problem for Nick Akoto. It's his first goal, and he's put Tormenta up in the 45th. Goal brought to you by the clubhouse and the Tormenta faithful braving the elements. You see this rain beating down to the pitch as we look back at Vandy's barbecue replay. It was the beautiful ball from Otieno over the top, and then Akoto one-on-one. And that's not easy against a guy like Fitzgerald. Does a really good job of picking his times to when to come off of his line. And Hornsby, who had been playing pretty high up on that left side for much of this match, they finally test him, threaten him, say, hey, if you want to push that high up, we'll come right back at you. And Akoto finds that lane and finds the back of the net. And the first half defined by time. Sterling stumbles. Ian Cameron is very frustrated with Alexander Zhelyazkov. He's asking to protect his players. And it's been a physical match, and we've seen cards given out left and right in this first half. Four cards so far, 2 on each side. Belmar taken off of it. Ramiro gets rid of it. Final moments of this first half. Hornsby slices free. Hornsby knocked off of it. And it's Sterling on the defensive side of things. We talked earlier about his attacking prowess, but right there showing what he can do, dropping back. And that is the halftime whistle. We are through 45 minutes. It's wet, it's windy. At times the play has reflected that, but a nice way for Tormenta to bookend the first half of action. And it's the man at the center of your screen, Nick Ikoto. His first goal, the former Tormenta 2 player on his first pro contract, able to convert and has his side up 1-0 at the break. Halftime brought to you by Kids World. Make sure to stick with us as we take a look around the league and so much more here in Statesboro. The rain, it has been consistent early and often. Those fans, including some young ones, braving the elements. The players trying to find some success in the pitch. And through 45, it's Tormenta up 1-0 on ESPN+.
Hey, are you ready?
House in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Welcome back into Statesboro, Georgia. Halftime brought to you by Kids World between South Georgia Tormenta and Richmond Kickers right here on ESPN+. Now, coming up early next month, a very special event, and it will ask that you get your phones out, get your cameras ready, because we will show you a QR code. But on June 5th from 4 to 7 p.m., Tormenta will be having the Carter Payne Bowling Fundraiser at the Clubhouse. This is a very special event that remembers Carter Payne, who tragically lost his life last year. He was a Tormenta player, and this event, along with the IBIS Foundation, will raise money for the CP2 Scholarship Fund. If you want to donate, here is that QR code. So get your cameras out, get your phones out, take a picture of this QR code, And as you see, we are so grateful for any and all donations that you can provide in supporting the Carter Payne Fund. Speaking of Tormenta, the W League side of things, it was a 1-1 draw at SC United Bantams last time out for the Tormenta W League squad. Tess Wirtz had the goal to put the Statesboro squad ahead early in the first half. Could not pull up the win, but a draw nonetheless. They will host Chattanooga on June 1st. And what an atmosphere it was to end last season. Tormenta claiming the title in front of a packed house right here in Statesboro, Georgia. Absolute scenes. And Ian Cameron talked a lot earlier in this week about building this culture, cultivating a fan support system. And as you see, this is the upcoming schedule. They play at Greenville Triumph, a rematch of a semifinal fixture, but then moving into June, 3 home matches, ample opportunities for the Statesboro community and the surrounding area to come on out and support this club. On the flip side, for Richmond Kickers, this is a club with a very proud history, over 30 years. You look back to last weekend, over 5,000 fans packing City Stadium. It's something that gives them the ultimate home field advantage in USL League One. And you take a look at some of the scenes from their successful season a year ago, and they have a nice home schedule coming up as well at City Stadium in Richmond. They return back home against Chattanooga, another rematch of last year's semifinal matchup, and then 2 more home fixtures in June for Richmond. Stick with us for halftime. We'll be back with a look around League One right here on ESPN+.
Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. Sometimes you feel alone, like your world is collapsing, like there's no hope. But you're not alone. Someone is there to listen, to talk, to help you up. The United Soccer League is proud to support the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, because everyone needs support.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Halftime between Tormenta and Richmond Kickers, and we talked about Joao Gamiro in the first half, and for good reason. He is the Week 10 player of the week. Take a look at the Week 10 team of the week. How about one Knoxville? 3 representatives for the first-year club, currently sitting in 3rd in the league table, but it is Joao Gamiro who is player of the week. 3 goals last week, at a brace against North Carolina FC, a goal against Lexington, an impressive showing for the 25-year-old rookie who trained as a club with the club as a practice player last year after captaining NC Fusion U23 squad. What a start to his career he has had for Richmond Kickers. Let's take a look in now to Northern Colorado's home opener at Future Legend. This is the scenes from the day so far, and some young kids enjoying the new stadium. This match was postponed by a couple hours due to some weather in the area, and you see how they have hopped around a bit. They are the Nomads of League One, 4 different home venues, but they have finally found that permanent home, and they will be playing here. They are playing here today as we speak. And look at that score, top right corner of your screen. Northern Colorado and Forward Madison. Who saw that one coming? 4-0 through 52 minutes? Wow, that's a shocker. And the trend continues. Charlotte Independence up at halftime. Lexington up at half. 1-1 between Union Omaha at halftime as well. So the home team's doing well in this matchup. And halftime scores brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. Coming up next week, it is a look back to last year's semifinal, Chattanooga and Richmond Kickers. And it was a semifinal matchup won by the Red Wolves, 1-0 the final. It's one that Richmond Kickers fans probably don't want to look at right now, don't want to hear about, and I completely understand. They won the regular season, fell just short in the postseason, but they will get another crack at that Chattanooga squad, albeit a very new look Chattanooga Red Wolves squad next time out. The first meeting since that semifinal loss for Richmond Kickers. And the trend continues. It's a matchup of another semifinal from a season ago. Next weekend, Greenville versus Tormenta. And Tormenta, of course, picked up the win in that one at a different venue this time out, but they will travel to Greenville Triumph next Saturday for a rematch of last year's semifinals, the Peach States Derby. Last year's game, a 1-0 victory for South Georgia as they advanced to the title match, where they, of course, ended up winning against Chattanooga Red Wolves. So here is a look at our upcoming schedule, brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. All 12 teams in action for the first time since September 11th, 2021. Last year, just 11 teams in the league, but now back to 12 teams. This is the first of 8 match days, with 6 matches going on one day. So strap in. You got 5 p.m. all the way through 8 p.m. Eastern time. It is a jam-packed evening of USL League One action. You will not want to miss it. Should be a fun weekend coming up, but hey, before then, we still have 45 minutes left in this one. 1-0's the score at the break. Highlights and stats after this.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
What's up, Tormenta Nation? My name is Olivia Conley, and today we're starting a new series where we get to know the players a little bit better. This is Jake.
My name is Jake Dangler. I'm excited to be here and can't wait to talk.
Jake, where did you grow up and how did it shape you into who you are today?
I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'd say Baltimore was a big soccer community, and so growing up with 2 brothers, it's kind of shaped me into the player I am today and the person I am.
How old were you when you started playing soccer?
I was 3, and I have a cute little picture of me at my brother's first practice or something, to where I'm just dribbling a ball in my little tennis shoes, and then there's another picture where I have my first cleats are baseball cleats, because like I said, my parents knew nothing about it, so they just thought any cleats were proper cleats.
Yeah.
45 minutes left to play in Statesboro, Georgia. Halftime brought to you by Kids World. And 1-0 is the scoreline through 45 minutes. South Georgia Tormenta at home looking to take down Richmond Kickers. This is a look back at the half that was. And it's a half that was wet and windy. That led to not a whole lot of chances. You see Zaka Moran let one fly from distance. That was off target, and this time Moran sends it deep towards Emi Terzaghi. A little bit out of his reach right there. This is probably the best chance we saw in that first half that was not a goal. Owain Gordon's headed effort that nearly made its way past Pablo Jara. And then we move on to the 45th minute, and this is where we did see a goal. Beautiful ball from Otieno, and then just look at the sheer pace from Nick Akoto. Wheels for days. It is his first goal as he buries it past Akira Fitzgerald. 1-0 is the score through 45 minutes on that goal. Beautiful ball by Otieno, his first assist of this season after scoring a goal last weekend. And he has the helper on the Akoto goal. Here's a look at our halftime stats presented by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And the numbers in some ways favor Richmond, favor of them in terms of possession, shots on target, but pretty evenly played first half between these two sides. Both battling the elements. Rain continues to trickle down. And for most of this match, it has been far more than just a trickle. And away we go. 45 minutes in the books, 45 minutes left to play. South Georgia Tormenta, Richmond Kickers, second meeting of the season here in Statesboro. First time out, it was a 3-1 win for Richmond in a match that they led 3-0 at halftime. So happy to have all of you with us. John Gross with you on ESPN+. Tormenta looking to snap a 6-match winless streak against Richmond. Last win was October 17th of 2020. As you saw during halftime, home teams finding a lot of success today, including Northern Colorado, up 4-0 early in the second half against Fuego. Here we are in the second half of this one, and a very early corner kick. Jackson Corey plays one in towards the back post. Settled by Otieno. Corey, space to send it across. He does just that. Belmar loops it away. Terzaghi got a toe on it, and now he settles. Emi Terzaghi to Owain Gordon. Hackenberg backpedaling, and he's able to do enough to slow down Gordon and allow his teammates to recover. Those are the type of plays that have made Chris Hackenberg a standout type of guy for Ian Cameron's squad. Ian Cameron said he's just underappreciated, not talked about enough, so we'll talk about him because he absolutely deserves it. Gordon rolls through. Kale has the takeaway. And Terzaghi is offside. He will so frequently test that back line in terms of making those very aggressive runs. A special player he is, spearheading this formation. 3-time defending MVP and Golden Boot winner. High press applied to perfection here by Richmond. And it is given away. Hornsby as he spins his way free. And there is a down player. It's Owain Gordon. The second-year kicker will require some medical attention. Let's get a look at this. You see him down. Who's the one applying that harassing pressure that ended up causing the turnover? Athletic trainer Rodrigo Perez taking a look at Owain Gordon. See him checking on that face, that head. Great sight to see Owain Gordon back on his feet. Yeah, holding that face right away. To come off for the moment. There's Owain, the Jamaican international who just gave a thumbs up. Let's take a hit to the face. So Hornsby will restart the action. The best ball. As Moran's able to settle, and he takes a hit. Now Zaka Moran is slow to his feet. So Owain Gordon is waved back on the pitch by Alexander Zheliaskov. Suko quickly in the restart, finds Owain Gordon. Gordon could not keep it in play. Ani leaves it for Suko. Here is Suko. He lets one fly. And he tees it too high into the construction area. That's a new venue that was completed near the latter portion of last season. We're at Optum Sports Medicine Park at Tormenta Stadium. What a debut season it was last year for this venue. Capped off with a league title. Packed house and great atmosphere. Donnie lifts ahead. It's 1-2 back to Corey. Toes the touchline. Battling with Belmar. Towards Bourgeois. And unfortunately for Tormenta's home faithful, the weather has been like this more times than it hasn't been at home this season. It's made it tough to have consistent big crowds as Sterling lets one fly, finds the foot of Nathan Ani. There's Otieno. Mason's cross. Headed to the edge of the 18. And Terzaghi has the takeaway. Here comes Emi Terzaghi. Gamiro clipped from behind, no whistle. And Joao Gamiro, one of the best newcomers to this league. He is in some pain, and Richmond players livid that there was not a foul. Joao Gamiro, what a special player he's been this season for Aaron Sawatsky and company. 3 goals already. It's the 6th start of the season. 25-year-old rookie getting that left ankle checked on. Rodrigo Perez, athletic trainer for Richmond Kickers, again out there. Gives the thumbs up. Gamiro back on his feet. Gamiro will trot off after drawing the medical attention. He was eased on throughout the early portion of this season. Only played 42 minutes over the first 4 fixtures this year. Only appeared in 2 of those matches. But that was intentional. He's back on the pitch now. Aaron said that it's crucial with these young players to not just throw them into the wolves. sometimes they can hit a wall that's tough to recover from. So he wanted to incrementally add time for his 25-year-old rookie. That helps the development cycle. Gamiro was thrown in a little bit prematurely as it's given away. Bourgeois nearly turned in his second in as many matches. Gamiro inserted into the lineup a little bit earlier than his coaches had maybe hoped for because of the Nil Vignals injury, but he's been up to the task. Don't need his attacking capabilities to hopefully turn things around for this Richmond side. Nearly conceded a second. As Fitch has the interception. Sterling applies the pressure. Let's take a look back at what was nearly the second goal of the match for Tormenta, the back pass to Fitzgerald's. And then it deflects back to Akira, who's able to get his foot on it, send it away from Arthur Bourgeois, who scored in his return to play last weekend, nearly converted on his second. Mason sprays one through, second effort towards Bourgeois and a little bit out of his reach. Terzaghi turns and lifts it. Here's Belmar with Mason alongside him, and Belmar does win a corner kick.
Corner kick for Richmond kickers in the 56th minute.
Weather has cleared up a bit in Statesboro after some torrential rain in the first 45 into the lead up to this match. We'll keep you posted on the weather as things progress. There's Michael Hornsby at the corner flag. Corner kick brought to you by the Herb Shop. Hornsby's ball. Another corner coming, opposite flag now. Another Herb Shop corner kick. This time it's Justin Suko to take it towards the back post. It's an Olympico. Justin Suko just did that. Second of the season for Suko. The former forward Madison man come to the opposite side of the Henny Derby. What an addition he has been. An Olympico on our Vandy's barbecue replay. What a goal. Hit the fingertips of Pablo Jara, and that's it. And what a special way to equalize. Suko, a guy who Darren Sawatsky said has been just a cog in the midfield. And now Sterling and company look to respond. Akale dances with the left, finds the side of the netting. Justin Suko, what a special moment for him and for this Richmond side. Suko, part of a long line of players that this Richmond club has kind of rehabilitated their careers in some regards. Suko was with forward Madison, made 46 appearances for them, but just wasn't a main feature of the squad. Same thing goes for Michael Hornsby, who was with Fuego last year, as Jara watches it roll out for a goal kick, but That's been the trend under this Richmond coaching staff, rehabilitating careers. And here is another look back. Vandy's barbecue replay. As Justin Suko converts from the corner flag. And Belmar's the takeaway. Terzaghi was looking for top of the 18. Instead it was a strike, and it's saved by Hara. There's Terzaghi, turning strike. Now Sterling paces Keziah Sterling in his return to action. Taken off of it. And a late whistle. Akale took a hit. And Akale is in some serious pain. Akale's teammates immediately urge on the medical crew. And Zaka Moran has been booked. Yellow card brought to you by Vino. Back at our Vandy's barbecue replay. Just past the hour mark in this one. Jackson Corey stands over it. There is Akira Fitzgerald's. Take a look at those flags. See the winds. This is not easy for a keeper. A ball in weather like this can have a life of its own as Corey curls it. Deflects out. Otieno, an assist already for him. Boschwa turns and strikes. And a corner coming. It's an Herb Shop corner kick for Tormenta. Third corner kick of the night for the home side. On a windy Saturday in Statesboro. Corey plays it short. Kale. Otieno now. Steps into one. Otieno strike. Off target. And a goal kick coming for Akira Fitzgerald's. Tobias Otieno, who has won the last 2 League One championships. 2021 with Union Omaha, 2022 with Tormenta. Good guy to have in your team.
Good job, Chris.
Gordon chops it centrally. Sneaks past Hara, but nobody was there. Berg's feed, intercepted by Owain Gordon. Gamiro, to see him back at full strength. Take a look at that score. Still 4-0, Northern Colorado against Fuego. Charlotte Chattanooga in stoppage time. The home side sitting pretty in that one. And then the matchup of the two newcomers, 1-1. Also 1-1 in that rivalry between Union Omaha and Forward Madison. Those two supporter groups do not like one another. As Boschwa pulls it back out to Otieno. Ani is the takeaway. The USL on ESPN continues as the summer heats up. Memphis 901 FC and Aaron Malloy head to the Valley of the Sun to face Manuel Arteaga and Phoenix Rising FC. It's Phoenix Rising FC and Memphis 901 FC Saturday, July 1st at 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. This is not a sight that you want to see. There was a big hit. Take one look at this. Hornsby upended a Kodo. Came in and those two collided. Hornsby getting that left leg worked on. Hornsby, one of those guys this coaching staff has been able to resurrect career-wise. He was with Fuego last year. He didn't get featured the way that he could have been, and as he's been this year, and he's very impressive.
Our guy at least won the ball. Our guy won the ball. The interesting thing is that the pro level players will start to sort that.
Hornsby held back to his feet.
Hey, get set!
German fullback walks off the pitch. Temperatures in the high 50s. Windy. It's been wet for the majority of this match. These supporters are loyal. And Ian Cameron talked about how this organization is trying to build and cultivate a culture of fan support in Statesboro. And it is a smaller market. You look at Richmond, for example. A nice-sized market, a historic club, and their fans show out, match in, match out. Here in Tormenta, it's a new club. It's a smaller place in Statesboro. But clearly have a nice crop of base supporters here who are battling through these elements as Sterling turns the corner. Hornsby back on the pitch. Corey taps it out to Mason. And Belmar knocks it out for a corner kick. Mason curls one, and Ani takes care of it.
Substitution for Tormenta FC. Exiting the match, number 27, Arthur Boschwa. Number 19.
Change on the way for Tormenta. Arthur Boschwa, his second match back after being out for nearly a year with a torn ACL and torn meniscus. He comes off. He is replaced by Andrew Akindelli in his first season with Tormenta after a year with FC Cincinnati 2. And here is Akindelli, who is knocked down. They play through it. Substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services. First change of the day for either side. Give away to Sterling. Sterling rolls through. Akindele charges after it, and Fitzgerald the first one to it. Great read by Akira Fitzgerald. He's probably the most interesting man in League One, and if not the most, he's up there. Born in Japan, he's one of the best keepers in league history. He's the goalkeeping coach for this kicker squad. He loves doing yoga. He's a vegetarian. Oh, and did I mention that he's a great keeper? Richmond getting ready to make a change. Jake Meekum getting set to enter for his 7th appearance of the season. An assist last time out, getting ready to replace Owain Gordon, who was the intended man on that feed. And here comes the change. Substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services. And it is the aforementioned Jake Meekum. His first pro season, he enters. And an assist last time out against Lexington. Meekum, who was a key piece of the Denver back line in his collegiate ranks. Was a standout defender at UNLV and Denver, but last year with the Pioneers of Denver anchored the 3rd best scoring defense in NCAA Division I. They were 3rd of the nation in goals against average. He heads on for his 7th appearance of the year. Corey dances through. Fancy footwork from Jackson Corey. Akale. There's Akoto, who scored in the 45th minute. Akoto, his cross somehow snuck through. Second effort from Sterling is cleared away by Suko. Otieno picks out his man. Akoto kicks it back as we march inside of 20 minutes left in this one. Akindele. Otieno now. Davey Mason. Otieno sidesteps. Otieno centering feed for Sterling. His strike deflects off of Chris Cole. Perfect positioning by Cole. Contact inside the 18. No whistle though. Mason works centrally. Akindele strike no. Volley attempt whiffed at by Otieno. Comes out to Jackson Corey. He eyes one up. Corey strike. Well hit, but could not find the upper 90. What a couple of moments for Tormenta. We look back at Hervandi's barbecue replay. A couple of windows of opportunity. Jackson Corey tried to put his fingerprints all over this match. Could not do so. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. a time of the year it is in the world of soccer. USL in full swing. How about what we saw today in Europe? Heartbreak for Borussia Dortmund. It's an 11th consecutive Bundesliga title for Bayern Munich. Of course, in the Premier League, the big story, Luton Town will make its way into the Premier League next year.
Substitution for the Richmond kickers in the 7th minute.
And what a moment here. Nil Vignoles, who did not play the last 5, was questionable with an ankle injury. You want to talk about an impact player coming back into the lineup for Richmond? He was finally available today, and here he is. Nil Vignoles is back in action, the third-year kicker from Barcelona, Spain. Former Tormenta man, back in his old town of Statesboro. Not quite his old stomping grounds, new stadium, but back in the same town. He knows the club, knows the town. We'll see what he can do. One of the most dangerous players on this club. That substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services. Here's Simon Fitch. Leaves it for Vignoles. Aerial ball. Cleared away. A couple of scores have gone final. Northern Colorado. And its first home match at its brand new venue, 4-1 win over Central Valley Fuego. Charlotte Independence 3-0. And a 1-1 draw in the Battle of the Newcomers. And Terzaghi goes down. He's looking for a whistle. And there it is. Tormenta pleading offside, and that's what the call is. Look at all the numbers ahead for Richmond. Sterling knocked down. And that high press does have a takeaway.
Not casual!
Long ball towards Terzaghi, and Hara scoops it up. We've only seen a grand total of 3 shots on target in this match, 2 of which have found the back of the net. And for Richmond, its goal came from the corner flag. Olympico by Suko. Brought us level at 1-1. Oh, nice idea on the through ball, but it's clipped away from Akale. Sterling, Heckenberg, Otieno now. Corey. Really strong with the ball at his feet. In camera to glowing words about Jackson Corey. Loved his hunger to get better each and every day. Said he asked so many questions. He's a left-footed player. He's so good with both feet as well. There's a really good ball headed centrally. Akale thought about a bicycle. He goes down. Tormenta pleading for a whistle to no avail. '80th minute. Things heating up here in Tormenta. Look at those numbers. It certainly has favored Tormenta, but the only metric that matters, the score right now, as Mason plays it across. His ball worked away by Belmar. Otieno. Davy Mason now. Knudsen. Eckenberg. 1-2 back towards Corey. Sprints towards it. And Fitzgerald is all over it. Let's take a look back at what we saw a couple moments ago. Kale thought about taking a ride on his bicycle. Vignoles in his return to action. Moves it long and out for a goal kick. Slide tackle does result in a yellow. It's Zaka Moran, and that is his second. Yellow card and the ensuing red card brought to you by Vino. Wow. Zaka Moran is out, and Tormenta with the man advantage for the remainder of this match. And the 30-year man who came through the River Plate system in Argentina has been booked with his second yellow. We're level at 1. You just saw the goal scorers. Koto and Suko. Will we see another one? Will it be a match winner? Preston Kilwin tried to pick out his man. He does, as Fitzgerald hops on it. Just beyond the 6. A lovely ball. Perfectly placed. Thought that would surely be headed away. It was high enough to sneak past that back line. Richmond playing down a man. Terzaghi, down he goes, and he wins a free kick. The USL is committed to caring for the mental health of our players, fans, and communities. The Need Support campaign includes a partnership with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, a free, confidential support line for anyone having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health crisis. If you need support, please call or text 988. And you just got to look moments ago as Terzaghi rose to his feet. The captain band says 988 on it. That is something across League One. All captains wearing that 988 band. Again, if you need help, need support, please call or text 988. Suko on the restart. Launches it out for a goal kick. Tormenta wasting no time. This is a Tormenta side that, through 9 matches, has yet to draw. But they play to win in these situations, and last week it actually came back to hurt them in the end. They pushed numbers forward. They were chasing that game winner at Fuego, and then they ended up conceding on the counter. But Ian Cameron says that's how they want to play. They don't want to settle for draws. They don't want to knock it around the park. They want to be direct late in the matches, and they want 3 points. Akale sprints ahead, gets it back in the 1-2. Akale through traffic, and Fitzgerald is on it. Richmond ready to make a couple of changes. Luke Pavone getting set to enter for Emi Terzaghi. Chandler O'Dwyer on for Carlton Belmar. A couple of defensive changes. I think it's 2 very different situations. You have Tormenta up a man at home. They're going to be willing to send more numbers ahead, be a bit more aggressive. And of course, Richmond, they'd be somewhat satisfied with just 1 point in this match. Just a poor ball from Preston Kilwin. And here come the changes. Chandler O'Dwyer heads on for his 7th appearance of the season after not playing against Lexington. The former Christian Brothers University standout from England will enter, as does Luke Pavone, the second longest Richmond kicker, second longest tenured Richmond kicker player, behind Akira Fitzgerald's. Will enter for Emi Terzaghi. Subs brought to you by Pestmaster Services. There is Pavone, who heads on, set to head on. Terzaghi walks off, so Terzaghi still sitting on 49 career goals. 3rd all-time in Richmond kickers history. He will be replaced by Luke Pavone, very versatile player. He's played all around the pitch in his Richmond tenure. Very active in the Richmond community as well. Coaches some local youth soccer players as he enters late in this one. Scooped up on the move. Akindele taken away from behind. Really impressive defense in transition. See just how direct Tormenta are being right now. Sterling stumbles. Still battling with it. Somehow able to knock it over to Mason. Corey. Back to Mason. Akoto, the goal scorer. Akoto, his cross, finds the foot of Sterling, and came back to Akale, whose strike was denied. Akale finds a pocket of space. Zuko wins the header, as does Ani. Mason looking towards Corey, and it's booted away. Well, this is what these final 2 minutes plus will be. A lot of Tormenta in the Richmond third, and a lot of Richmond just kicking it as far as they possibly can. Corey weaves, locates Heckenberg. Here is Jackson Corey. Otieno. Wide for Akoto. Akoto, one-touch cross. Mason drives in across, finds the head of Sterling. near the penalty spot. Could not direct it goalward. Akono did well to keep it in play. Again, it's Akono. And Ian Cameron will make a change. Substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services as Pedro Fonseca heads on. Former second-round draft pick for Real Salt Lake in the 2022 MLS Super Draft enters for Keziah Sterling. Top this formation, the Brazilian who has 2 goals this season in his first year with Tormenta. 90th minute. As you see, Richmond playing down a man. Zaka Moran picked up his 2nd yellow in the 81st. He was also yellow carded last time out against Lexington. This yellow starting to accumulate.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of
5 minutes of added time.
5 minutes of stoppage time.
Second half stoppage time brought to you by the clubhouse. Akale. Kodo. Back to Akale. Otieno looking for Akale. Nearly located him. Hornsby did well to take that away. Mason plays one in. Candelli hustles after it, and Fitzgerald is the first one to get there. Look at the way this match has progressed. Despite now being about 10 minutes removed from that red card on Zaka Moran. Haven't seen anything too threatening from Tormenta. Just one shot on target this entire match, and it was that goal back in the 45th minute. Simon Fitch in no hurry to throw this ball in. Long toss from Awney. And that heads out for a goal kick. That was the only time that we've seen any sort of possession for Richmond since Moran picked up that second yellow in that final third. Akale slips ahead. Hackenberg knocks it back to Akale. Akale chips wide, finds Corey, the left-footed striker. His cross knocked away by Suko. Again working through Nick Akoto. Otieno. Visitors pleading for a handball to no avail. There's Fonseca, second half substitute. Fonseca picks out a man. Oh, was looking for Akale making that overlapping run. Kodo leaves it for Heckenberg. Mason looking for a runner, crunching hit. This is surely a card. And it is a yellow card. Kodo shown the yellow. Goal scorer in the 45th minute has been booked. What has been a very physical match. Replay brought to you by Vandy's Barbecue. A yellow card presented by Vino. There is Nick Kodo. Ian Cameron just shown a yellow card as well. Tormenta head man. Darren Sawatsky. It's getting a little bit heated here in Statesboro, Georgia. Physical play on the pitch. Coaches have been frustrated. Michael Hornsby. He's been beaten up today. He'll be helped off the pitch. It's a concussion sub, Rodrigo Perez. Ushering off Michael Hornsby. We send our absolute best to Michael. He's gotten off to a strong start this season. And Bentley will replace him. To be one of those first-year guys who has his career resurrected to some degree here in Richmond. Talked about before, this club has a history of that. You look at the Jalen Chrysler, Stephen Paynes, Ethan Bryant's of the world. The player that they were coming in, the player that they were leaving this Richmond club. Different types of players, and according to Darren Sawatsky, it comes down to the culture. Culture is real with this Richmond club. I imagine we'll still have a few minutes left beyond the 5 minutes of added time. We've seen a couple of stoppages in stoppage time. So time for either one of these squads to find that winner. Otherwise, it will be Tormenta's first draw of the season, and it will be Richmond's 5th, which would be tied with Union Omaha for the league lead. Heckenberg finds a Kodo. Kodo able to wiggle his way free. Will be a throw-in. Heckenberg keeps it in the final third. Kale slices out wide to Kodo. Kodo's cross. Controlled by Mason. Mason with Bentley marking him. Mason's cross. Hit off target by Akindele. And there's the whistle. Down a man for the final 15 or so minutes. Richmond Kickers able to keep things level, take a point on the road. And the winless streak continues for Tormenta against Richmond. Now 7 in a row without a victory for South Georgia against the Roos, as Richmond Kickers move to 3-2-5 in this season, while South Georgia Tormenta goes to 4-5-1. Its first draw of the year. It took 10 matches, but it's the very first one. And here is our save of the match, brought to you by Vision Source. And yeah, That's it, because we didn't see many saves today for Pablo Jara. 4 shots on target. And that one of the more threatening efforts as he was able to pop it just over the crossbar. And again, our save of the match brought to you by Vision Source. So a physical match on the pitch today. There is Pablo Jara. And Nick Akoto standing at the back of that high five line. This is our play of the match, brought to you by Bullock Solutions. And look at this sheer pace. Just blows past that back line, tucks it in beyond a diving Akira Fitzgerald. And you can't forget about this lovely ball. Tobias Otieno. He's a winner. He's won the last 2 League One titles. He makes winning plays. And that right there was absolutely a winning play. As Akoto has his first goal. Man who came through the Tormenta 2 club. He knows this organization now in the first team and his first pro contract. And he put his side in front 1-0, but the final score in this one, 1-1. Final score brought to you by Kids World. Well, it was a pretty sloppy evening in terms of weather, but we did see some drama as this match progressed. A goal apiece in this one. We'll put a bow on things after this. Stick with us. It's League One on ESPN+.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Ya casi estás listo.
Back here in Statesboro, Georgia, 1-1 is the final, brought to you by Kids World South Georgia Tormenta. Its first draw of the season. Look at the coaching staff right there for Richmond Kickers. Visitors 3, 2, and 5 now on the season with this draw. You look back to last year, remember what happened, the first meeting at this very venue, Optum Sports Medicine Park. It was a draw between these two squads. Pablo Jara signed some autographs for some young fans. Let's take a look back in the match that was. Full-time highlights brought to you by Galactic Comics. We start off in the 45th minute. Tobias Otieno, a lovely ball, finds the chest of Nick Akoto, who paces his way towards frame and clinically finishes. It's his first goal. So congratulations to Nick. Former standout at Kaiser University, where he won an NAIA national title. Now getting things done at the pro level with that goal. Second half now, 57th minute. There just wasn't a lot going for Richmond. So what do? You dial one up from the corner flag. It's an Olympico from Justin Suko. His second goal of the season. And Suko, who had done a great job of providing the pass before the pass that led to a goal in some previous matches, that time gets his name on the score sheet. Our final stats brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And you take a look at things. Now, it's a little bit skewed because of what we saw the final 9 minutes plus of this match, with Richmond kickers being down a man due to the Moran red card. But Tormenta did control in terms of shots. They controlled possession. But as you see, they just could not get many quality looks on frame. Just 2 shots on target. And that includes about 15 to 16 minutes up a man. So major credit to Richmond kickers for holding things down as that match progressed. And at least claiming a point on the road. And lastly, our man of the match. It is who else but Nick Akoto. Man of the match brought to you by Galactic Comics. Akoto scoring in the 45th minute at a rain-soaked night in Statesboro, Georgia. His teammates greeting him. A little bit of a light show. Again, man of the match brought to you by Galactic Comics. So a point apiece is the results on a sloppy evening in Statesboro. The rain, the wind, all of it made this a difficult place to play. And through it all, 90-plus minutes, 1-1 is the final. Nick Akoto, Justin Suko, the goal scorers in this one, but Richmond remains unbeaten in now 7 in a row against Tormenta. 1-1 is the final for our entire crew. Big thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. My name is John Gross, saying so long. This is USL League One on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.